Needle felted Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. How do we make him? Hey, it's Pam from Ben McFuzzylugs, and it's a Thursday, so it must be another needle felting tutorial. Every Thursday I make videos just like these, so if this is something you're interested, don't forget, like, hit subscribe and come back every Thursday. So have you seen Nightmare Before Christmas? What's your favourite character? I love them all, but I do love Jack. He's such a kind soul and just a little misguided and a bit spooky. So today I want to show you how you can turn a little bit of white and black wool into these cute little Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington heads. If you work from a ball, you can make a proper head shape, but also if you work from more flat backed shape like how I made my cat's paws, then we could attach a brooch and have a Jack brooch. Okay, so let's get into the video and I'll see you again at the end.
Okay, so if you haven't already, I'd check out my video on how to make a ball first of all, because this is the basic shape we're starting with. You just want to take your fibre and roll it into a ball shape and start stabbing in all directions. Now Jack's face is a little more oval, so as you're stabbing, think of making it narrower from top to bottom and wider from side to side. But you're just wanting to stab it all over until it firms up a fair bit. Obviously not rock hard because we've got some facial features to add, but just stabbing a good 20 minutes or so stabbing to get a nice, smooth, relatively firm ball. Now we're going to work on the features. So for his eyes, I'm just making two right-angled triangles facing away from each other, so you can see in the center it's straight line, and then along the bottoms facing it out the way I'm just felting to get some straight lines, and then joining up the two with a curved line, so it's a kind of curved triangles or a pair of curved triangles. And then all you want to do is within these lines that you created for yourself, just stab like crazy all in the same place until that starts to carve into the body. It starts to make a dip in the shape you want. Going over the lines quite a bit as well to make sure that your edges are crisp. I also, as you can see, start as it starts to dig into the piece a bit more, I start to felt in the edges at about 45 degrees poking into the piece. This just gives a crisper line and it just gives it more three-dimensional shape. Now totally spend ages stabbing away on this because you want it nice and firm and nicely sculpted out, and obviously do both sides of the eyes. And now for the nose, it's almost exactly what you've just done, just lower than and in the middle by the eyes. I'm doing two straight lines down, and I'm just wanting two triangles, thicker at the bottom and thinner at the top. If your piece is so small like the brooch piece I've made, these can just be straight down slits or just make them thicker at the bottom, and a straight line big round smiley mouth. Now all I'm going to do is spend a vast amount of time felting over the entire piece. I want the whole head firm, but also making sure to spend a lot of time felting in the lines. And for the practically your final touch, you're just adding in the black here. Just once you've got everything really firm is the time to add in the black for the eyes, making sure to felt it mainly just in the bottom, not getting up the side too much. Now Jack's mouth, actually, it seems cracked along the place, so I'm just felting either side of the lip, sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes up and down in the same place, but just randomly lines coming off from his lips to give that cracked effect. And just in the same way as I created all the other lines in this, just felting over and over again in the same place until that starts to carve out your 3D shape. And I'm going to fill that in with black just by making a thread, by twisting out the black fibre and felting it. Now you could felt a line straight across the smile and then do the separate crack marks, but I find it gives a better shape, although a little more fiddly, to follow along in all the cracks as you're going along making his smile. You have to be careful that bits of the thread that you're creating don't sort of overlap into bits of his head that aren't already carved out by yourself, so just be careful to use the needle to manipulate the fibre where you want it to be. and then we're filling in the black areas for the nose. Just picks everything out to life, and then just really finish up going over, felting everything until it's as smooth and firm as you like it to be. There's no rules for how firm it has to be, but just until you're happy with it. This piece takes about an hour to create, and it's good to do just sitting in front of the telly. And there you go, you're done with your Jack Skellington head.
Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that helped a bit. If you make any wee Jack heads and you want me to see them, don't forget either hashtag #BenMcFuzzyLugs or send them to Ben McFuzzyLugs Facebook page. So are there any Halloween makes you would be interested in seeing? Don't forget, let me know in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up, a subscribe, and come back every Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me.